Hey, what's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are answering the question, how strong is strong enough when you're using kettlebells for your workouts? Okay, inside this video, we are going to discuss some benchmarks that I've put together over the last 20 plus years training with these things myself and training others. So come on inside, let's take a look at these things and let's see how you can apply them to your kettlebell workouts starting today. All right. So what exactly is strong enough? What do we mean by strong enough? Well, I believe strong enough is simply being able to tackle anything that life throws at you so you can throw it back, right? It's strong enough to chop a cord of wood without being overly sore the next day, or to grapple without getting too gassed, to pack out your house at a moment's notice, and, probably run faster and further than your friend when being chased. I almost said traced, when being chased by a hacked off mama bear, grizzly bear, right? Because you inadvertently stumbled, on she and her cubs, or her and her cubs, whatever the correct English is. All right. When you're traipsing through the woods. So, like I said, after 20 years of experience, here's what I think strong enough is, right? Here's what it looks like to me. So first, it would be doing 10 sets of 5 repetitions of the double kettlebell clean and press with a pair of 32 kilo kettlebells, right? So I guess that's about 70s for those who use American or Imperial English speak, right? And you do that in 20 minutes or less. That's the first benchmark. The second benchmark would be to do the same thing, but with the double kettlebell front squat. So 10 sets, 5 reps, 20 minutes or less, a pair of 32s. And then the third benchmark would be 10 sets of 10 reps or 100 reps total with a 32 kilo kettlebell in 10 minutes or less. So roughly 5 sets of 10 on each side. Now you might be thinking, yeah, man, but I'm lighter than this guy, or I'm heavier than this guy. And so why is that a benchmark for everybody? Like, why should lightweights be held to the same standard as heavyweights, right? Well, that's because lightweights have better relative strength than the rest of us, right? Light heavyweights. I'm currently, I think, a light heavyweight. I'm around 200 pounds, 205 pounds, 207 pounds, right? So technically I'm about a light heavyweight. So why should these lightweights be held to this, or why should I be held to the same standard as a lightweight, or why should a lightweight be held to the same standard as I am, right? And that's because of this concept called relative strength, which means that relative to his body weight, a lightweight can lift more than I can, right? So that sounds kind of strange. So I'm going to throw some pictures up here on the screen here. And we're going to look at my favorite sport, which is Olympic lifting, which is where my background is, that in wrestling, but primarily Olympic lifting. And the first picture here is a guy named Naim Suleimanoglu, who is arguably the greatest weightlifter of all time. He clean and jerked 3.2 times or 3.1 times his body weight. Okay, so at 60 kilos or 132 pounds, he clean and jerked 190 kilos or 418 pounds at the Seoul Olympics in 1988, right? It's the highest ratio of clean and jerk to body weight of all time ever. Nobody has matched it since then. All right. Now, by contrast, this next picture is a guy named Lasha Talakadze. I think I pronounced his last name correctly. He is the current world champion super heavyweight, and he clean and jerked 267 kilos or 587.4 pounds at the 2021 World Weightlifting Championships. And he weighed 168.6 kilos or 371 pounds. Now, for reference, that is the biggest clean and jerk, I believe, of all time, right? 267, but that's not even double his body weight. So when we compare that to Naim Suleimanoglu, right, 3 something times his body weight versus not even double your body weight. Okay. So one of the closest heavy or super heavyweight weightlifters to have jerked or clean and jerked his body weight. I'll throw a picture up here on screen is a guy, my favorite lifter of all time, a super heavyweight out of the Soviet Union back in the early 80s. His name was Anatoly Pisarenko, and he clean and jerked 265 kilos, weighing just 123 kilos in Varna at the 1984 Friendship Games, right? So he clean and jerked 2 times his body weight. So you can see that lightweights have greater strength relative to their body weight than the super heavyweights. And so that's why we're just going to use the standard 2x32. Okay. So does that mean you are limited if you're a bigger guy, right? So if you're a middleweight and you're doing 2x32s and you hit those benchmarks, are you limited to that? No. If you're a light heavyweight like myself or a heavyweight, are you limited to those benchmarks? No. I mean, man, imagine if you could use a pair of 40 kilos, right? That's 88 pounds for those who speak American like I do. That is 88 pounds in each hand. How strong would you be? I'd argue you'd be incredibly strong once you could hit these benchmarks with a pair of 40s. All right. So don't limit yourself. Right. Now, let's talk about probability here. Now, admittedly, if you're watching those videos or if you're watching those videos, I don't know. I'm thinking about some other videos, man. I'm thinking actually of videos of Anatoly Pisarenko. I've got this thing playing in my mind of the I think it was the 1983 World Cup, which I have on VHS, a VHS tape, which is sitting on the other side of this video, right? Because I'm old school like that, VHS. Anyway, I'm thinking about him clean and jerking in that video. But if you're watching this video and you're looking at those benchmarks, they may appear pretty much out of reach, right? That's okay. Just start where you are, right? Do what you can with what you have. So here are some good interim goals, I think. So here's goal number one. Use a pair of 16s and do the clean and press, the double front squat, and a 16 kilo for the snatch. Start there. Nail that. Get that nailed down. Then goal number two, do the same thing again with a pair of 20 kilos, right, or 44 pounds. Goal number three, run this again, right? And do this with a pair of 24 kilos or 53 pounders. Okay. So clean and press, pair of 24s or 53 pounders, 24 kilo for the snatch. And then goal number four, use a pair of 28s. I believe that's 62 pounds in each hand, and use a 28 kilo for the snatch. So it doesn't really matter where you are. What matters is that you get going and you keep going until you hit these goals, right? Until you hit these standards. Just embrace the process and get started. And of course, that's assuming that you want to be strong enough for whatever life throws at you, right? Because I know I do. So if you want some help, I'm going to leave a link in the description box for a program that will help you achieve these goals. And if you found this video helpful, click the like button for me. Click the subscribe link if you haven't already, and go ahead and leave me a comment and tell me what you think and whether or not you've actually achieved these goals already or where you are in the process. All right. And again, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and share it with a friend or two of yours. Okay. Until next time, stay strong.